My boyfriend slut-shamed me in front of his whole family after he came unannounced in our apartment and caught me baking half naked. But now, he is crawling back. I was told by my BF, Nate, that I'd get the house to myself for the weekend. He said he had to go visit his parents to take care of a property-related issue. I was pretty excited to have the house to myself because I have been living with Nate since I was 19, and I miss living alone. I had this tradition of spending a lot of my weekends baking while in my lingerie. IDK, it makes me feel pretty. Yes, it gets stupid, but it just makes me stupid happy, with music and dancing. Super embarrassing to admit, but I also do silly things like pretending I'm a Victoria's model or a singer, and I sing along, loudly. I mentioned this because this means the house is usually a mess. My dresses are all over and the music is super loud, which is obviously not okay. I hadn't done that in a long time because Nate hates loud music and he's not a fan of my cupcakes. So I decided to do it this weekend. So it's Sunday, and I put on What a Feeling by One Direction, and it's super loud. I'm only wearing lingerie, the Victoria's kind so lacy AF, which I regret SM looking back. Ugh. My boyfriend used his key to open the door and I didn't hear him come in because like I said, it's loud in the house and I'm also in the kitchen living room area. Apparently he wanted to surprise me. Nate brought his mom, dad, and his sister's 2 kids. Only like 10 million think. They come in and there I am, frozen in a dance pose like an idiot. I quickly ran to our room yelling, "Sorry, wasn't expecting anyone," and was putting on clothes when Nate come in. He was so angry. He said I was acting like a child and that I embarrassed him. His parents wanted Nate to drop them back ASAP, refusing to stay, and his mom called me a lot of names and said the kids had seen everything, and that made me feel guilty af. Here's why I am losing sleep over this. On one hand, I didn't know they would come. I locked the door too, so I feel like I didn't do anything wrong. I planned on cleaning up my mess before Nate came home too. Also, Nate and his mom insulted me a lot. But when you look at it from their perspective, I was behaving like an immature person. The house was a mess. I looked a mess. There were baking supplies scattered. Nate just wanted to surprise me and do something nice. Nate is still not completely talking to me. I don't know how to face his family, and I also know his sister told him to make me behave. So I feel like I should apologize before things get worse, but I can't decide for sure if I'm in the wrong here, so I need your help. Update. I quickly realized that what Nate did was so wrong. It hit me like a wave when I realized what my life had come to. I didn't say anything to Nate about the post, but he must have figured out that I was upset at him. I was doubting our relationship and pulling away from him. He started talking to me again, and for a day, I didn't really say anything, but I knew I had some decisions to make. So a few days after I made the post, I told Nate that we needed to talk. I said that I would be staying with my friend until I felt comfortable around him. He didn't know what I was referring to, which just made me angry because how can he forget a fight that big? And I told him I was upset with how he treated me after the whole "your family walking in on me" incident. I also mentioned how I shouldn't have to wait for him to be away to dance, bake, or listen to One Direction just because he doesn't like it. He tried convincing me to stay, but I left. I think he knew I wouldn't let this go like the other things. Yesterday, I asked him to meet me at a cafe so we could have a conversation about everything that happened. Nate cried, like for the first time ever since I have known him. He apologized, told me he messed up, and that he would change because he realized his mistakes now. I told him I wanted to move out, and maybe after a while, if he does actually change, I'd give us another chance. I just needed some space to think about things, and so I told him we should take a break from each other for a while. Nate told me he would talk to his mom as well, and that he should have defended me, to which I said yes, you should have. It went better than how I imagined it would go.